What does it mean if you're the best of all time? It means that everyone around you is the worst of all time. So tell your siblings. On today's thrilling episode, we're going to discuss when a game is so perfect that all they can do is go downhill. It's unfortunate, but you know what? That's why it's called peak. Because you can't go any higher than that. Maybe if you jumped, you could. Let's talk about Zelda. Now, if I were to say, what is peak 2D Zelda? A lot of your 40-year-olds will say it's a Link to the Past. And you know what? If it weren't for A Link Between Worlds, I'd agree with you. But that's the thing. A Link Between Worlds takes A Link to the Past's general formula and does something very unique with it. You get whichever item whenever you feel like it, you rent it, do the dungeons out of order. It's not per se better and it's not per se worse. Whereas you can look at, say, the Oracle games or Minish Cap and say, I don't prefer those as much to Link to the Past. That game is what you should always strive to beat. Now that's 2D. 3D, Ocarina of Time was just so fucking good that what do you do from there? You make a game about masks. It's great in its own sense, but that's the thing. In its own sense, you're not gonna topple the king. You wanna go on a boat? Alright, go ahead. You're not gonna topple the king. You can even try to be just like the king as much as possible, but you still ain't the king. And so that was the problem we were having for such a long time, because every time a new 3D Zelda game would come out, it would just get compared to the GOAT. It's either doing the exact same things as Ocarina of Time, or it's doing something different, and therefore, it's worse. So what do? You say, fuck everything that came before you, and you make arguably a better game. Now, Breath of the Wild is its own can of worms, because not only could you consider this now the greatest Zelda of all time, the new formula to copy, but so does every other open world game. You want to play Horizon? Why? That exists. How about an Ubisoft game? Why do you even want to play an Ubisoft game to begin with? But I really like taking a look at just the series, right? Because you really dig your own grave. You make a game like Star Fox 64. That right there cannot be beat. You can do things around it. You can make it a Zelda clone. You can try and combine both elements from 64 and Adventures. And you can also do whatever the hell Star Fox Command did. But it ain't Star Fox 64. So you know what the old saying goes. If you can't beat them, join them. Don't join them. Please, for the love of God, don't be like this. There's one game that really changed the Kirby series. And it's because there's no other way you can play a Kirby game unless it's just like this. Kirby Superstar. It's not just about the game and the gameplay and the worlds and the levels. It's about how Kirby moves. You see, before you had the cutter ability. You hit the A button, he throws the cutter, and it comes back. No matter what you do, where you are, every time you hit that A button, he's going to do the exact same thing. Throw the cutter, and it comes back. Now with Kirby Superstar, if you're in a dash, he does the slide. He does that thing from Smash Bros. Where it goes up, down. He throws it. You can aim where he throws it now. If you're in the air, you hit down, he goes down really fast with it. So then when Kirby Dream Land 3 comes out, why are we back to this? And it's really funny to look at a game then like Kirby's Return to Dreamland and how they took that system of Kirby Superstar, modernized it, and then every other Kirby game to come out afterwards has pretty much just been a carbon copy of that. It looks and plays almost identical to Return to Dreamland, except now he's on a beanstalk. Or now, it's just a much worse game. So how do you beat the best? Simple. You enter the third dimension. I don't know what spinning had to do with my point there, but it was fun to do. So then you make Kirby in the Forgotten Land. This could very well be the next peak. We don't know. We'll see. When the next Kirby game comes out, it'll probably be compared to this. Now the question will be, will they just do the same thing, take this formula, but now he's in a different world, new levels, and woohoo? Or are they gonna reshape it, redefine it? Is that next game gonna be the Elite Kirby? Will there ever be another Elite Kirby? No, it's always Superstar. Always Superstar. Now don't get me wrong, not every series has that one elite genre. You could think it is. Like, a lot of people like to think Smash Brothers Melee is the best of the best. A lot of those people are also not very smart. Because let's really look what we have here. We have a very flawed game. Now, don't get me wrong, it's also really fun, and you can take those flaws and use them to your advantages, and the amount of shit that happens in Melee, it's intense. I get why people love it. But then also, all I have to do is show you 2 screenshots. I mean, come on. Now, no, not necessarily does it mean adding more stuff means your game's better, but it definitely helps. But there's some times where it doesn't help. Like, for example, Mario Party. Mario Party has a stupid amount of boards, and a lot of those boards are stupid. Mario Party 2, on the other hand, does a great job of trimming the fat. Now, you got peak after peak after peak. But does that mean that Mario Party 2 is now the GOAT of the Mario Parties? No, because look at what came after that. Each one kind of follows that same formula, but it's not like you're gonna play Mario Party 7 and say, oh, this was done a lot better in Mario Party 2. Now, there are some boards like in 7, the windmill one, which is kind of the same in Mario Party 8 as Koopa's Tycoon Town, but I think I prefer how they do it in Mario Party 8 more than Mario Party 7. So is that one the new peak? Well, no, because then they lose some other things that were present in Mario Party 6 and Mario Party 5. So you're really stuck with whichever game you like best is whichever game you like best. Now, if you tell me you like Mario Kart 7 the best, I'm going to squint my eyes at you and tilt my head. Now, what's nice about Mario Kart is, yeah, they all sort of play similarly, but each one has at least one thing to make it stand out. So it never really feels like the next entry is going to step on its toes. Mario Kart 8 kind of does that with Mario Kart 7. I mean, with 8 Deluxe, you can take it wherever you go, so that immediately eliminates 7's claim to fame. But yeah, you have the paragliding, you have the underwater segments, you can create your own cart. It pretty much has everything that was in 7 minus the track selection and enhances it. But maybe you're feeling like playing Double Dash. In that case, shit, oh fuck 8, get out of here. There's no such thing, surprisingly, as a definitive 2D Mario game. Someone can say their favorite Mario game is the original Super Mario Bros., and you can nod your head at them. They can say they like Mario 3 or Mario World. They can say Mario Advance, and then you'll probably do the little squint eyes and tilt head at them. But then you get to the new Super Mario Bros. Series, and it's possible for you to say, I prefer one over the other, but I guarantee that's about when you played them. You might be very nostalgic about new Super Mario Bros. Wii. Maybe you played that with a lot of friends back in the heyday. Cool. I mean, U is just a better made game. It's enhanced HD. But if you have fonder memories with the previous one, that doesn't mean that you have to always compare the next new Super Mario Bros. Game to the original. They're all compared because they're all the fucking same. My favorite is 3D Sonic, because can you even pinpoint one? Like, you'll have some people that say, oh, the 2 adventure games, that's peak 3D Sonic. Yeah, but I disagree with you there. I would say peak 3D Sonic is Sonic Generations, but only half of that's 3D. The other half of it's 2D. But then they have Shadow Generations, which I think is probably the new peak way to play 3D Sonic. But then you play a game like Colors, and it's fun. Then you play a game like Colors Ultimate, which is exactly the same, but somehow it's worse. So, don't play 3D Sonic. There's also a lot of examples of just the story in this game is better than other ones. You can like Xenoblade 1 more than Xenoblade 2, but you could think Xenoblade 2 has a better story if you're weird like that. And then Xenoblade 3 is just kind of in the corner. Good for it. It's kind of like how everyone says Final Fantasy VII is the best game. Is it the best game? I personally like 10 a little bit more. Does that make me weird? I can think of a lot of other things that make me weirder than liking 10 over 7. We're going to talk about one more example, and that's going to be Pokemon. Woo! We always come back to Pokemon, don't we? The best Pokemon game already came out. You see, Red and Blue were the originals. So then when you do gold and silver and you take that same formula, but you definitely enhance it more, make a new region, and say you can return to the previous region, you can't beat that. You just can't. Because not only are you experiencing something new, but also something old, something blue, and something cool. Hope that effect works as well as I planned. I mean, you might prefer the region of Sinnoh more than Johto, but you can't deny, once you're done with Sinnoh, what, are you really satisfied with that little circle up there? No, you want to explore more things, but your adventure's kind of over, and that's what happens. Granted, yeah, the same thing happens in Gold and Silver. Once you explore Kanto, sure, your adventure's over. Or is it? You do the coolest fucking thing ever in Gold and Silver, and that's fighting yourself. The battle with Red on top of the summit, if you played Red and Blue before, is so symbolic, because it just says like, hey, this was you before, let's see if you can take yourself down. It's never been done before. Now whenever they try and hit you with a champion battle or an oh shit moment, it's kind of like, all right, it's the professor. Okay, it's my rival. All right, it's another professor. And even now in this age of DLC where you're going to the Blueberry Academy, I can't wait to go to the fucking pineapple one next. It doesn't have that same feeling as returning, surprisingly, to a previous region that you already know, loved, and experienced before, and now you get to do it again. Now let's ask the actual question of, what should you do if you accidentally make the perfect game? Uh-oh, I did good. What's wrong with me? Don't try and do it again. It never works. Whenever you have a game, try and then be either the direct sequel or heavily inspired from the previous one, odds are it's never as good. And then you have a direct comparison to say, well, I like that one better. Now, I'm not saying you have to go in a completely different direction, because that could make things worse too. You could say, what the fuck were you even thinking here? And that's very valid. However, take what you learned and imply it in a way that says, hey, it's the same game that you can come to expect, but we're gonna hit you with a little bit of a fastball, baby. Oh, home run. Thanks for watching. Unfortunately, I just made the perfect video right now, so there's nowhere I can go but down. That being said, I'm going to be deleting my channel in its entirety, so it's nice knowing you. Bye-bye.